Here we go again. You just knew. You just knew. We could not end the year of 2023 without talking about one of the woke classics. Matter of fact, this might be the originator. This might be the foundation of Woke United Methodist. Been quite a while now since we have talked about mythical racism here on the channel. For 2 consecutive years, it seemed like we couldn't go a full week without discussing what many people consider to be the second greatest myth ever created. Now, obviously, number 1 on that list is the myth of feminism. Coming in at a close second is the myth of mythical racism. Well, that is so racist. How come we have to be ranked second? We should be number 1. I don't know, take it up with the voters next year at the Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. Don't shoot the messenger. Hard truth is, though, the business of mythical racism, it has taken a severe hit in the year of our Lord 2023. I would even go as far as to say that the business is on the verge of bankruptcy. Just think about all of these stars from the recent past. Bomani Jones, the Bobo went from making millions of dollars in woke welfare to making pennies here on YouTube. Jemele Hill, the lovely, smelly Jemele. I think she's been unemployed all year this year. Mike Freeman at USA Today, the esteemed Star Trek virgin. And don't worry, Mike Freeman, do not worry. I have not forgotten about you. KC has a long memory. I am still waiting for that apology that you promised me after you completely fabricated the story of mythical racism with Rachel Richardson at BYU. I have been waiting on that apology for almost 18 months now, and rest assured, I will never forget. I will remind you of this indiscretion until the day you lose your virginity, which, as we all know, that will never happen. Anyone remember that fake bishop, the pawn Talbot Swan? Remember that guy? There was a time when he was a rising star on social media, but like all the others, he's also unemployed now. The only person still making good money in the business of racism is our favorite Joy Reid. And even her mainstream profile has declined recently. That's okay. That's okay. The shitfucks, they have come together. They have combined their collective brain cell to formulate a brilliant strategy to try to revive the struggling business of racism one last time this year. How many of you guys have ever heard of Monse Bolanos? If she happens to watch this, I apologize for mispronouncing your name. I am sure she can find it in her heart to forgive me because I'm going to be one of the only people who is about to defend you. Monse Bolanos. Anyone ever heard of her before? Anyone? Yeah, me either. Mrs. Bolanos, she works at Fox Sports Radio. Apparently, she hosts a radio show with another member of Club Anonymous named Dan Byer. Dan Byer? Sounds like the name of my insurance salesman. I actually need to give Danny B a call here. My car insurance, it's increased by like $1,200 a year in the last 5 years. Now, they blame it on my many tickets, moving violations, but I'm beginning to think I'm being extorted. At least when the mafia was extorting people, they received protection. Insurance claims to offer protection, but it's the only commodity that we pay for that penalizes us for using the product we pay for. But anyway, the insurance guy and Monse Bolanos, they host a show on Fox Sports Radio. Thursday, they're talking about the MVP race in the NFL. Race for MVPs coming down to 2 players, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey. Well, Casey, what about Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott? Derek Carr 2.0? Like I've said many times before, Dak Prescott is an illusion. Looks really good against bad teams, but what happens when he plays the good teams? Niners beat him by 32, Bills by 21. But KC, a couple of weeks ago, Dak dominated the Eagles. Yeah. Well, the Eagles are falling apart. They're coming to the same realization that Nick Saban came to at Alabama. Jalen Hurts just ain't that guy. I like Jalen Hurts, seems like a great guy off the field, but he's wildly inconsistent, and it's hard to win in the NFL when you have inconsistency at the quarterback position. But anyway, Monse Bolanos and the insurance extortionist, they're talking about the MVP race on Fox Sports Radio. Now, me personally, I think Lamar Jackson is the obvious MVP this season. Ravens are the best team in the league. They just dominated the 49ers on their home field. Lamar Jackson has been unbelievable all year. If this were any other year, Lamar Jackson wouldn't even be in the conversation, but the quality of play at the quarterback position has declined so much that Lamar Jackson has been elevated into one of the best quarterbacks in the league, at least for this season. Monse Bolanos, though, she disagrees with me. She thinks that Christian McCaffrey is the clear choice for MVP. Hopefully, this clip is allowed to go through. Fox is the only media company that gives me problems when I'm trying to use one of their clips, but hopefully you can watch this for yourself.
I think Lamar Jackson has come out and has become a better quarterback this year. He is doing better than I thought, throwing the ball and just being the quarterback, especially after losing his favorite target to Mark Andrews. And I see it. But to me, the MVP is somebody who has been kicking ass and taking names week after week. He had a great game against the 49ers. Great game. The defense, exquisite against the 49ers. But he's also had 4 games this year without a touchdown pass. 4. Then he's had other games where he had 1 touchdown. I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacky.
Look. I completely understand what she is saying about Lamar Jackson. For years, I have questioned the long-term viability of Lamar Jackson in the NFL. Running quarterbacks, they just tend to have short careers in this league, at least when you compare them to the more traditional pocket passers. Lamar Jackson, to his credit, he has improved this season, but I understand what she's saying when she says that she wants her quarterbacks to be more like quarterbacks. Well, let me ask you something. Were you offended by what you just heard? Did anything Monse Bolanos said about Lamar Jackson, did any of that offend you? KC, what the hell was so offensive about it? I wasn't offended by it, but perhaps we need a better understanding. Maybe we should listen to this clip through the mind of a shitfuck. Long-term viewers of this channel, you guys know what time it is. Go ahead, dust it off. It is time to utilize the services of the woke cat. All right. Everyone have their woke cats properly applied? Can you feel the juices flowing into your brain from the freshly squeezed Don's lemons? All right, here we go. We are analyzing the commentary of Monse Bolanos with the assistance of our woke cat. This is racism! How dare she choose the white man as MVP over the victim? Not only that, she said she wants Lamar Jackson to be quarterbacky. That term has deep-seated roots in mythical racism. It means she wants a quarterback to throw the football. Racist. Believe it or not, that is the narrative being pushed by deacons at Woke United Methodist. Headline at Woke Illustrated. Fox host owes apology for dog whistle opinion. Dog whistle opinion? What the hell does that even mean? You knew we could not have a story of created racism without our favorite professional race baiters. Check this out from Jemele Hill. I beg your pardon. What you should be begging for, Jemele, is a job. I thought the timing of this from Jemele Hill was ironic. Throughout the week this week, Jemele Hill has been criticized for her silence on Dan Campbell. When the Detroit Lions hired Dan Campbell a couple of years ago, Smelly Jemele claimed that the only reason he was given the job was because of his lack of melanin. Now that the Lions are winning, now that they clinched the division for the first time in 30 years, Jemele Hill, strangely silent. I thought her silence was due to the fact that she was probably boycotting the NFL. As you guys know, Jemele Hill pretends to refuse to support leagues that are guilty of mythical racism. But clearly, she is not boycotting the NFL. She is clearly paying attention because the first time she sees an opportunity to exploit mythical racism, she jumps on the bruised caboose. Let's see what our favorite virgin had to say. Check this out from Mike Freeman. As you can see, he leveled his charge of mythical racism in the form of a question. What does quarterbacky mean? It means that Monse Bolanos likes quarterbacks who are proficient at throwing the football. Again, I disagree with her take on Lamar Jackson for MVP. Make no mistake about it, Christian McCaffrey, he's had one hell of a season, but so is Lamar Jackson. For me, it's just hard for me to overlook a quarterback for MVP to give the award to a running back. Reason being, quarterbacks have a far greater impact on the outcome of the game. I'm not downplaying the importance of Christian McCaffrey, but he's not involved in every play. Anytime a situation like this comes up where someone is being accused of being racist, I always look at the context. I look at their intent. Do I think Monse Bolanos overlooked Lamar Jackson because of his skin color? Do I think she used the term quarterbacky as some subtle racial undertone? No and no. Anyone not wearing the woke hat, we knew exactly what she meant. Monse Bolanos prefers quarterbacks who are pocket passers. Hell, so do I. Problem is, there's just not too many elite pocket passers left in the NFL, which is probably why offenses have struggled this season throughout the league. Now, if I were Monse Bolanos, I would be thanking the Deacons at Woke United Methodist. Possibly, for the first time in her media career, Monse Bolanos is receiving mainstream attention. Fox Sports Radio, they've got almost 200,000 subscribers here on YouTube. This video where Monse Bolanos talks about Lamar Jackson, it's got 3,500 views in almost 2 days. No one was paying attention to this show before all this fake outrage. If they hadn't called this out, no one would know about it. Why did they call attention to it? Because people like Mike Freeman and Jemele Hill, they are attention seekers. This wasn't about Monse Bolanos. This wasn't about Lamar Jackson. It was about Mike Freeman and Jemele Hill exploiting a situation for their own benefit. I mean, these people are not stupid. They know what Monse Bolanos was trying to say, but her intent doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is exploiting the situation for attention. As of the time that I'm recording this video, which is about noon Central Time on Saturday, Monse Bolanos has not issued an apology. Matter of fact, the one response that I did see from her, it was filled with defiance. Good for her. Good for Monse Bolanos. I know we haven't gone over this in a while, but do you guys remember the golden rule here on the channel? You never, ever, 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 ever apologize to the shit fucks. Never. Stand your ground, Mrs. Bolanos. Stand your ground. Us normal people, we knew exactly what you meant. But give me your thoughts on this. Once again, the mainstream media, they exploit mythical racism. Mike Freeman, Jemele Hill pretend that these comments from Monse Bolanos had racial undertones. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm overlooking something here. Do you agree with the media? Do you agree with Mike Freeman, Jemele Hill? Were these comments offensive? Let me know if I'm wrong. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.